Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge isupport nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezulu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla.
Colleagues who are law enforcement officers, it can't be business as usual. And I said to the commissioner as well, JMPD used to call 999 if their officers are shot. Why are you not doing it to the officers? That's number one. And we should be doing 999 also to every citizen that has been shot dead, whether in Soweto, anywhere in the city. It can't be business as usual. You need to ransack the city. You must make these thugs ungovernable. Something has got to give, because they think that they are going to shoot people and nothing is going to happen to anyone. There's firepower, colleagues, here. There's firepower. We've got guns here. We've got everything in our government. We can't have individuals assassinating people in front of our eyes and it's business as usual. We have to come out from vacation and come back here, not in the city of Joburg. We want those people dead or alive. Anyone throw the gun tonight, we shoot to kill. It can't be. It can't be, colleagues. But the notorious JMPD, we know for our
16 December 2025 lapha eJohannesburg ngase-Carlton Center kudutshulwe kwabulawa uDJ Warras. Uma uDr Mgcini Ntshwaku lombona la ku-screen sakho owu-MMC we-Public Safety lapha eJohannesburg ekhuluma nabezindaba ushilo ukuthi uDJ Warras owner i-private security company bebenza ama-eviction kulama building lawa hijackiwe. Achaza futhi ukuthi umnikazi we-building uyena owacela uDJ Warras kanye nethimba lakhe ukuthi alizomlekelela ekulweni nalesihlava. Lokhu nje kuwabeka emaphoyiseni esigabeni sokuthi singathi useless, ukuthi kungasuka umuntu abone unenkinga angayi emaphoyiseni, angayi kwi-institution ka-government enama-resources amaningi, kodwa landa i-private security company ngoba uyazi ukuthi i-private security company lo msebenzi izowenza kangcono. Lokho kuyenza i-JMPD yacasuka, ifuna manje ukuprove i-point. Sikhuluma nawe nje bebe-raidile izolo, njengoba ubonile kwivideo njengoba ade khuluma uDr Mgcini Ntshwaku, ba-raidile kwi-building leyo bathola kwenzala noba baphezu kophenyo lokuthi lento yokubulawa kwabantu ivele iphele. Earlier on ngenza ivideo lapha babambe khona iy'nkabi ezimbili ngokulekelelwa i-CCTV ne-intelligence. Azi ukuthi kunemkhakha yobugebengu lapho khona okungafanelanga usondele khona. Umuke wasondela khona uzofa. Illegal mining uzofa uma wazama ukulwa naso sihlava. Ilama building hijackiwe uzofa uma uthi uzama ukulwa naso sihlava. Ama-drugs uzofa. Kodwa manje uDr Mgcini Ntshwaku uthe kufuna kufike la kuphela khona. Lento ukuthi kwazi ukuthi abantu abadela nama-drugs, illegal mining kanye nama-hijack buildings abathintwa funeka iphele.
Downstairs. Yes. They're now been told to go back to their respective units. Yes. Talk to us about what the plan is here.
So what happens is that now we've got the 37 rooms where people have not been paying, and also the 6 people that we wanted has been extracted, have gone away. So we decided that the guys can actually go back, and then some of the people, so all our officers from the top to bottom, they're going to just go in there and check and interrogate them. But now we're looking for these 37 people that we've listed here. They've not been paying for the whole year. We know that they formed a faction that actually is against in terms of what has been happening here. So everyone is safe, went back very nice, no problems. Then there are no issues. So these are the particular rooms now that we're going to be focusing on. So when they were taken out, so we had to put them on the side so that the guys can look and check, and then we have some dogs in as well. So after we've done that, the guys are actually, they are back now.
Just if you can explain to us this list, how are you finding, or who are you looking for? What does it serve? So
for example, the person in room 203 that has not been paying for the whole year. And these 6, the people of interest, when we actually take them out, ask them in terms of why they've not been paying,
So they've been actually, citing something that we don't understand, which is the typical of the committee that is here, saying that no, there's no services and all of that. So they're very resistive. And then now they influence the whole 37 people. So there's a revolution of non-payment of this place. And all the rent that is coming of this week is actually going somewhere else. So what's going to happen is that if the majority of the people are not paying rent, means that now the municipal rates are not going to be paid. Then the minister is going to come in and cut the services. Becomes dark, becomes very bad, right? So the 6 people we've extracted them. They're in questioning right now. Then now our second phase is to zoom in now into these people who have not been actually paying. But all the other people, they're fine. They got kids. We did check out the kids and everything, and when the guys came in, we knew that they're going to get seeing guns, they must hide the guns and all of that, So we don't want to traumatize the kid. So it was done very. There was no shouts and everything, pushing them out. Just say, look, can you just step aside a bit, so that we get the dogs were actually sniffing each and every room, because even in the protection orders, they've been citing that there are firearms. You've got firearms in this area. You've got knives and everything. So, and also some other guys actually ran away, the one that we're actually chasing. So there are some of the guys that have ran away on the side here. And other rooms are going to be knocking there as well. I can bet you the ones that have been listed here, some of the people are not going to be there, because even in 204, when I got there, I was looking for this person. They said that he just went out.
MMC, let's talk about those 6 people who were extracted. Can we go a bit deeper into that?
Sorry?
Those 6 people who were extracted, they're people of interest.
Yeah.
What are we looking for there?
No, we're just going to interrogate them, because they are the committee here. Just want to ask them in detail in terms of what is happening and all of that. So it's going to be a long investigation, and have a one-on-one in terms of, can you tell us, and we've taken their phones, by the way. In the phones, I was just shown that they've been discussing, there's some insinuations about the killing of DJ Warren, saying, who killed him, and then they were laughing and all of that. So we're going to ask them in terms of who are the enablers, what happened, because we believe that, Warren, if you can see this building, it's not that bad, really. It's, there are kids that are staying here, like families that are staying here, but you got these bad apples, these people that now are wanting to really hijack this building here. So we're going to question them and get to the bottom of it, because Warren was around here. He wanted to put some turnstiles as you enter here. So he's been here for almost 2 hours, and he got a call. So that call, and he was, some people they say he was pissed. Then he went down, and it's still on the call. So we believe that the police have applied for the Section 205, so that they can able to download data to get who was calling him for the last time. So he was on the call. Even when he went down, turning left, he was on the call, and then that's when now next to the butchery, he got to this assassin there. So we know that somehow here in this area, there must be someone who can tell us something, who's been saying what, and so we hope that we can actually crack that.
Le video ayizolo nje ebusuku okuthe lapha abantu bethi bayalala khona itheleke iJMPD njengoba ubona bazofuna iqiniso, bazofuna ukwazi kwenzakaleni. Njengoba manje sebenaso istory esishoyo ukuthi uDJ Waras ubekhuluma nefoni ubezokwenzani. Inkinga adibane nayo ngaphathi kunabantu asebekhanda ikomiti abangafuni ukukhokha. Ibizwa ngani lonto leyo? Kuthi abantu bangafe bahlale kwibuilding abafuni ukukhokha. Wayibe ngaphumi pho. So njengoba kusho kuthiwa mabethola kuma conversation wabo uthola ukuthi bebejabulile ngokufaka DJ Waras. Yabona lamadoda azolikhuluma iqiniso. Phela amaphoyisa amakuthiwa umuntu ambuze imibuzo awazomfaka induku nje amfaka amanzi plastic uzokhuluma. Yabona iqiniso lizophuma. Futhi iJMPD uma engakwenza lokuwo wonke umuntu kungenziwa ngoba ku DJ Waras kuphela ngoba futhi kwi high profile, kodwa kuwo wonke umuntu lento yokubulawa kwabantu izokuphela. Futhi yangijabulisa uma ngibona amaphoyisa asemsebenzini enza kanje, yangijabulisa. Asike sixoxe kancane ngalolu daba lama building ahijackiwe. Usiswethu uNtsikimazi wayo ubuze nawo umbuzo. Thina guys, the buildings in town, who are they hijacked from? Who owns them? Buzobalekile lo. Ubani kahle lokhu yena uthathelwe lama building. Labantu abahijack ama building abanqwahe nawo abaze babulale bakhipha imphefumulo umuthi afuneka back ubani umnikazi wabo. Thi kucaphunela umuntu onempendulo.
But what we can't allow is our buildings to contribute to crime in communities, in cities, be used to all manner of other things, to lower property values. It's just not fair on residents in cities and suburbs where our buildings are not being looked after or not secured. So firstly, we have to secure what we own, and then we need to start then working with municipalities on whether we want to still keep them or not. We have land that's been invaded, the Wingfield land in Cape Town. We're working with the City of Cape Town in a joint court effort to evict people who have taken that land over. We're working with the City of Cape Town in outside the Good Hope Castle. I'm hoping that that case will be finalized, or we will have an eviction order in the next couple of months there, and we'll return that asset that belongs to the people of this country to its glory, and that we can attract tourists there. And of course, we are working with many other municipalities as well.
Khulumayo uDean McPherson, Minister of Public Works, uyasichaza ukuthi amanye walama buildings a-ownwa government. Amanye kulama buildings a-ownwa government. Yebo khona ownwa ngabantu, kodwa lama buildings iningi lawo a-ownwa government. Cha uthi impendulo kaSiswethu ngombuzo obuzo uSiswethu Nsikimazwayi sesiyitholile ukuthi umuntu okuyena owna iningi lama building ahijackiwe uhulumeni, not only Johannesburg kuphela, uyeza ubala nako Cape Town nakwamanye municipalities. Lena into inkinga ekhona ehlasela iSouth Africa yonke.
I'm very angry about what's going on in the Johannesburg fire situation. Now, for those that don't know, because the media is deliberately misleading people, politicians are always saying things that try and confuse and mislead people. Let me break it down to you so now there's over 100 buildings that they claim is hijacked. Let me explain what that actually means in English. What that means is that they sit down, they register NGOs in their children's names, in their relatives' names, and they claim those buildings from the city of Joburg for themselves. So an NGO for gender-based violence, an NGO for Nyaupe children, an NGO, they register random NGOs, and these NGOs get free buildings from government. What they then do is that they then hijack the buildings themselves and begin to collect rentals. So from these buildings, the same building we were at yesterday, the building that burned down, there were rentals being collected. People who lived in the area informed us that they were people who came in and collected rentals. Now, this is a building that's been given to NGOs. Why are rentals being collected? This is an actual building that somebody through an NGO owned, and then thereafterwards pretended as though it's hijacked, and they were collecting rentals. Now, when we did the calculations ourselves, the rentals were about 300,000 Rand being collected every month in cash, because these guys would send in people with guns to collect rent from people that lived in there. And there's over 100 buildings in Johannesburg where this happens. Now, the media is going to act like nothing's wrong. The people are saying, you know what, it's foreigners, etc., etc. We know that there's a syndicate working. We know that political parties in the city of Johannesburg are allocating buildings to themselves through NGOs, making profit. In one of the buildings, 5 million Rand is collected in cash every single month. And the reason they all blame is to say, no, these NGOs take the people to court and they actually force people, the city can't do anything, our hands are tied. Of course they do that. They're collecting funds every single month. I don't understand why the media is not asking the people that are actually involved to find out what's going on. So there's a whole lot of corruption, and we need to open up our minds and actually see it for what it is.
Khathi umasipala waseNkandla ubudeliza izindlu zabantu, ngeke ngabuza umbuzo othi iphi Human Rights Commission namanye ama NGO okuthi mak-evictwa abantu okuthiwa ba-hijack ama-buildings athathe u-government amuse court, aphi lawo ma-NGO, iphi Human Rights Commission? Uma ngathiwa manje kunemikhukhu informal settlement la khona abantu abantu abangene okungafanele babe la eSouth Africa, bona kuqala bese bakhe imkhukhu endaweni okungafanele kuyo. Uhulumeni mayethi uyabasusa, kusukuma wona lama NGO kusukuma lama NGO alwela ukuthi it's inhumane, lento eyenzakalayo efanelanga. Human Rights Commission baphi izathu senza ukuthi ubabone bengavelanga lapha eNkandla yingoba abanama shares kulezi zindlu zaseNkandla. Into eyenza ukuthi ubabona bengavelanga lapha eNkandla kodwa bavela makunemkhukhu yingoba lemkhukhu bayaqashisa ngayo bona, bagcina abantu beqasha kulemkhukhu. Into esibhekene nayo la eSouth Africa yethu ekhululekileyo. So udaba labantu abahijack ama buildings, uma ufuna kuliwe nalo ufuna wazi ukuthi akusiwama foreigners kuphela, ulwa nama political parties, ulwe nama officials, government officials, abantu ozolwa nabo kuyibona abavikele yonke lemkhuba eyenzekayo. Yingakho ke ngithi aphi lama organization, ngoba uma ngathiwa evictwa abantu yibona abasukuma baselabantu enkantolo. Uyabona nje obesho ukuthi banayo imali ngoba bekwazi ukucollecta 5 million per month. 5 million banayo ke imali yokukhokha makiwe enkantolo. Ama foreigner angafika nqwahe nezwe labantu awekho. Yebo kuyenzeka kucashwe ngawo la, kucashwe ngama foreigner ngoba kuyaziwa ukuthi yibona baba phambili kulento. Kodwa kunabantu behind lama foreign okuyibona ababenefitayo kakhulu, njengoba ethi nje umpho ngisho ama political parties involve kulento. Ngifuna ukufakela enye video la, ngiyazi ukuthi lento ayihlobene nalodaba esikhuluma ngalo, kodwa ngizokuvezela nje ukuthi ama NGOs uma engenelela asuke neagenda ethize. Ngicela uzwe la.
Remember when they told us South Africa will not afford to implement a nuclear build program? This is the article that was written in 2018 in November, where Praveen was saying 1 trillion nuclear deal was beyond South Africa's financial reach. And these are two NGOs that went to court to stop the nuclear build program in South Africa, claiming it was too expensive and there was lack of transparency in the process. They are called South African Faith Communities Environment Institute and Earth Life Africa. The NGOs were led by these two women who were later awarded with Goldman Prize for stopping the nuclear deal in South Africa. And guess what? Apparently we now need 6 trillion to implement just energy transition strategy here in South Africa in a form of renewables energy, solar and wind. Know your enemies.
Qonda ukuthi lolu daba olukhulunywa uMaduma nalolu esikhuluma ngalo ama hijack buildings indaba ezithu ezehlukene, kodwa sinento eyodwa common kuzo. Ama NGOs. Uyabona laba bakwazi ukunqanda i-nuclear power plant eyayizokwakhiwa la eSouth Africa ezocosta 1 trillion baze baye court. Kodwa namhlanje ukuze ugesi wethu sustaineke kufuneka kuspendwe 6 trillion. Ubani obenefitayo? Abazokhumbula abanye inyanga ezedlule sike sakhuluma ngodaba le-Human Rights Commission. Ithathe i-March and March, yathatha i-Operation Dudula, yathatha MK Labour Desk, yabasenkantolo ngoba kuliwa nodaba lokuthi labantu bavimba abantu abangama illegal immigrants ukuthi banga access ama clinic wethu. Uyazibuza ukuthi kahle kahle labantu inhloso yabo yini? They say whose interest abayivikelayo kabani. Ingakho ke ngithi noma zizindaba ezithu ezehlukene kodwa zicommon. Mawulalela umphoda gadi ukuthi lama organization, lama NGO akhona lana ngenhloso ngoba neagenda funeka kubhekisiswe. Ngakho ke yingakho udaba lolu oluthinta ama illegal immigrants, udaba oluthinta ama hijack buildings, udaba oluthinta ama drugs, udaba oluthinta yini enye ngikhohliwe, illegal mining. Lingakwazi ukuthi lixazuleke kalula ngoba kunabantu ababenefitayo, and labantu ababenefitayo they are not willing to lose imali yabo le abayizuzayo. yingakho bekhetha ukuthi benze ngakho konke okusemandleni ukulwa nabantu nje abathi asiguquka isimo, ukulwa nabantu bonke abathi izwe lase-South Africa libuyele besesimeni. Kunabantu bala e-South Africa who will do whatever it takes, abazokhipha imali ngoba bayazi ukuthi uma kwenzeka noma yini sizoblame ama-foreigners. Yebo, nawaphambili akhona, kodwa awasebenzi wodwa. Angiyibambe le video, ngicela ukuze ukuphala kwakho. Mina nawe bese sidibana kwivideo elandelayo. Ngiyabonga.